3, 2.
What's the green one? We didn't really have to count down.
All right, well, I decided to do it.
No, I was kidding. I was actually pausing to see if you would do it or not.
So Green Room episode...
Green Room episode 8.
8. So we're on 8. That's right, 8.
8 is great.
I knew there was something about 9 coming up. And, you know what? To be completely dope with you...
Yeah, I'm going to be dope with you. Please be dope with me.
Totally forgot to come up with something great for 9 yet, but I'm working on it. So I guess I better work fast.
You got it?
Yes. All right, so...
Yeah, you either need to like put the mic up higher or sit down. You're like tall, dude. You're like
yeah, I know. I'm still. It's green room, and I'm still getting. Yeah.
You're still getting in the green room. Yeah, I get
this
that.
thing doesn't want to.
Doesn't want to?
This doesn't seem to want to just stay.
Because I'm telling you, bro.
I'm telling you. That's what it's all about.
All right, so that's. I always tell you.
Right now, you can't see this, but he's touching all my equipment. Touch it.
Yeah, that's...
Go the other way around?
Yeah.
I'm getting there, man. Yeah.
Well,
I'll figure it out.
Bro, it's all good. That's what I was telling you the last time, is you want to have this backwards.
But this is what the green room is for. Just, let's not forget.
Because...
That's what it's all about. Yeah, because then it'll stay there. Right.
Well, because you can either get it down here, you know what I mean? It gives you...
Yeah, I want to kind of be... I don't know if you can get a little tilt in that or not, but I don't think so. But yeah, that's probably good.
Well, I mean,
I don't know. Do I want to stand over here?
Well, what you can do, though, is you can get the case.
See, now you have to talk louder because you're all over here and you're not...
Right, it's all good. So that you can...
His hands are all over my manly.
See, that's the...
I know you were thinking it.
No, I wasn't, actually.
I was talking to you.
All right, we're going to have to... This is... In order to get this closer to you, you're going to have to...
Get on the mic. Yeah, I got to turn it. Yeah.
Well, this is the highest it goes.
All right. Sorry about all that, people. That's it.
That's green room. That's
Green
what
room,
happens.
Green room stuff going on here.
I don't know.
All right, so...
Okay, Green Room, episode 8. Yeah, we're going to lead into episode 9 of I'm Telling You, which... So, if you all have been following along, because I want to make sure it's clear, it goes, I'm Telling You, episode 1. That was the OG, like the original. Not really, because we actually did like a whole bunch of pre-recordings for tech checks and all that kind of stuff. But we did I'm Telling You, episode 1, and then you had that brainchild. Gemini was all like, bang, light bulb shit. That was pretty dope. Green Room. Dude, we were even saying that as we were like setting up the equipment. It's like, we really need to record us even just doing this.
Yeah, like why should we be throwing all that out?
Oh, I know, dude.
Sometimes you trip on gold, and
dude, we were tripping all over Michael Keaton.
Wish we were recording that shit, you know?
Dude, we were talking about like Gung Ho. Anybody out there, Mr. Mom, all that good stuff.
Yeah, right? That's right, man. Old school stuff. You know, what is he? Mr. Mom. Yeah, he heats up a grilled cheese with the clothing iron, right? The iron, because he's ironing the clothes. Great movie.
Well, yeah.
There's so many quotable moments in that movie.
Of course, yeah. That's where the 220, 221, whatever it takes. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, you said Gung Ho?
Yeah, Gung Ho.
Yeah. That was the car one, right?
See, that was. Oh yeah, it was. He goes over to Japan, talks them into like buying one of the plants, and then they come over, and the Japanese company, that they come over and they start building cars there and stuff, and then comedy ensues. It's because you get like these basically old school. Because this,
was that supposed to be like Datsun or something back in the day?
Kind of, sort of. You know what I mean? Like the cheap man's Datsun, even, because it was just like, dude, they were roller skates on wheels basically. Like they were.
Well, the early Datsuns were not much more than a motorcycle engine and a car built around it. Like they weren't all that big.
It didn't have to be. Those cars were. It wasn't to them.
Was it our shop teacher? Oh, wait, hold on. Let me forget this.
Green room. There you go.
That'll fix everything.
The green room, yeah. Forgetting all the equipment crap going on now.
That's good. No, that's green room. So
there you go.
Got it all worked out.
Yeah. Turn off turn off the heater, but still got the refrigerator. Yeah, we change venues on occasion, so we're still working on getting better equipment and swapping out and having modular components so that we can go back and forth quite a bit and easily. And so, yeah, you got to get that out of your mouth. This is not the microphone. He needs to get that in his mouth. He's got like this wrap.
I got my scarf on because it's a bit chilly and.
Oh yeah, you just don't let it be in your mouth.
Yeah.
It muffles. The weevils wobble, but they don't fall down.
I'm still wearing this because I have to when I go out in public now. So there's that.
I like you more when you drink. No, I was kidding.
I'm working on it.
I know. Wait. Hey, hold on.
I'm working on it here.
Yeah, right. Chin chin.
Salud.
To my friend.
Slancha.
Yeah, salud.
Yeah.
Na zdrowie.
Well, I mean, if you look at the bottle, it should be slancha, but okay.
You mean salute?
Salute.
No, I
Salud.
Sliente. What does that mean?
Ensalada. What?
No, El Segundo.
I left my wallet there once.
Dude,
Wait, no, that was you. Never mind.
Yeah, I did it once, only once. Yeah, that was the other one. We were the Michael Keaton. Oh God, with Johnny. Come on, help me out.
Wait, which? What?
The movie. Michael
saying?
Keaton movie we were talking about. You shouldn't hit me. My mother hit me once.
Oh yeah, that Johnny Dangerous.
Johnny Dangerous. Yeah, Jesus, yeah.
That was like old school. Love that movie.
82, 84? I don't know. A while ago.
What was the one guy? Fargan Ice Holes. I couldn't even curse right.
Well, no, that was so that it was, because I think it was.
That's how they snuck it.
Well, yeah, I think it was rated PG.
Yeah.
Like it was straight comedy. I don't think there was any
hilarious,
swears, or maybe PG-13 at best, because there was
a lot of great scenes
one
in it.
shit or something, or I don't know. Well, that's the thing is, like, in order to get a R rating, I think you're allowed at best one F-bomb, and you gotta or like a.
So that was their way of skirting that.
Or like
basically.
PG. Well, no, this is like even further back. But
Yeah.
No. This is, dude. The way they do it, as far as getting the ratings and how many times they're allowed. That's why you'll see a lot of movies where they'll actually get. Because I mean, think about was it Breakfast Club? How many times did they drop the F-bomb in there?
Oh, it was a couple times, yeah.
But how many of them did you actually hear? Think about it.
No, you really, yeah.
Right? Because
It was more like just an echoed voice. You couldn't even tell what it was, really.
Well, yeah, because there was the one where he screams it, but the music, the music in the scene is,
really
climaxing with it. And it's just like, ah, that all culminates together.
It could have been anything.
You, and all you hear is the you, and so you get that emphasis. Kind of like the beatbox thing we were talking about, right?
Yeah, you could imagine anything being, It wasn't like, but there was, it was the one scene where he was talking about his home life, where.
Well, yeah, when he
really
off.
dropped it like right in your face.
Oh yeah, pretty much. Where he's like, "Do you see this?
It's a shame.
About the size of a cigar. Do I stutter?"
I can't think of a more wholesome series of movies, and it baffles me how much they chop those up when they play them on TV. Like it baffles me. But you can show violence and sex and all kinds of other stuff. But like, heaven forbid you should drop the F-bomb. I mean, I get it, but I do have kids. But
and that's the thing is, so it's not even just like the F-bomb, but like how many S-bombs or anything else that you do in culmination together. So it's all of it together, which is why some of them will get to that where it's like, I'm a bad mother, shut your mouth, and they kind of.
But I mean, for something like that, like it was put into the scene purposefully to give it emphasis, and it did exactly what it needed to do. Because at the time when we watched that as kids, we're like, like. Oh yeah. Okay, he means business now. Like, all right.
When I watch it now, I still feel like that.
All right. I mean, it had
touches me, and I love
that emotional. Yeah.
Dude, John Hughes is my dude.
But it wasn't like they were throwing it around like like it was punctuation. You know what I'm saying? Like every other word, out of my mouth, man. I just gotta, like, that's too much. But when you throw it out like that, I say that I stand behind it. That's a wholesome movie.
Well, and this is I like
The Breakfast Club, awesome, quintessential, and I don't have to tell this man anything about that because he actually watches it at least once a year. There's an annual viewing.
Oh God, no, once, please.
At least, yeah.
Please. least. Like maybe once a month. Actually, so that's not even true because
Just put it on when
sometimes
you
it's
go to
like
bed one night. Yeah.
maybe I don't know. It's definitely up there. But yeah, no. I always, this is why I like Kevin Smith, because Kevin Smith is very much like John Hughes. They're both very intelligent writers. They understand the psychology of people, the way they lay everything out, the way they see it, they envision. I mean, these two are very intelligent, capable individuals, you know, on many degrees. But to me, John Hughes is like the eloquent poet, and Kevin Smith is like the raunchy corner dude. So, you know, that's why, like, you feel like, you know, Breakfast Club, you should be able to get this much more, like, gnarliness, especially from, you know, Bender. He should be like a foul-mouthed little shit, but while he's the one that probably does the most offensive language on occasion, he's really not even that vulgar. I mean, he just says some things that are like, you know, a little cross.
No, he's really not that bad.
Whereas
he wants you to think he is.
Right? But then where you look at, like, you know, Kevin Smith and you get, like, you know, Jay. Dude, Jay is a filthy mouth little, you know what I mean?
And I haven't looked this up, and I'm sure there's something out there somewhere, but I'm sure you could break that apart with Jungian psychology.
Oh, easily.
Because that in essence, it's a different aspect. Each person represents a different aspect of your psyche. Each person in that movie so it's kind of like a lot of those.
Well, yeah, if you're the writer and the producer and the director, if you have control over everything, it very much is just an extension of you.
I don't know. I just thought of Herman's Head. Do you remember that show?
My God, yes.
It only ran for like what, 2-3 years, maybe.
I think like 4.
Did it?
Maybe 5. Yeah, it ran for a little while.
And for all of those out there that don't remember Herman's Head, it was a guy? I can't even remember. Like, you never even... Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Part of the show, you would see the outside world. You would see...
Well, it's like...
the interaction of this guy with everybody else, but then they'd go into his head, right? And
well, yeah, what was the cartoon with the people in the head, where it was like anger and fear?
Well, that was...
It's kind of like that, but, you know...
That was the newer
It was a sitcom.
Inside Out is the
yeah, but it was a sitcom. It was the OG. I mean, it probably wasn't the original, but, you know, before Inside Out it was.
Herman's Head. Yeah, there was like different people in there. There was like, was it 4?
Mm-hmm.
Different people in there that represented...
Yeah, I believe it was three gentlemen and 1 lady. You had like the big fat guy that was like super lazy and gnarly and gross, and then you had like the lady the super uptight one, and
the lady in that you could almost say was exactly where that they took that character Joy from in Inside Out.
Maybe, I don't know.
Like, she was very much just like the playful, always happy. You know, I'm gonna have to go back and check this now. It's been a long time since I've seen that.
Fact check.
But they'll come later.
Well, I mean, you know, when you take notes and you write that shit down.
Yeah, I should probably be doing that too. But you know what? I'd rather hold this right now. So.
He's talking about his drink, ladies and gentlemen. Doesn't matter. Well, he doesn't look happy.
No, it's just...
Come on, get happy.
We're gonna do like you go to take a sip of something, and like it doesn't affect the way my drink tastes. Well, but like when I stick my nose in the glass, it just smells like wet dog or something. It's a clean glass. I don't get it. Like sometimes I don't know if it's the...
Should have seen his face.
Yeah, it's just...
Yeah, no, it was like a dog when it sniffs its own butt, and it's just like, wait, that's not right. Oh, it just, you know, gets like all like repugnant with itself. Like, oh, what kind of a-hole am I for that?
Oh, that's great. What are you doing over here?
I'm getting a freaking cupcake.
Sweet tooth over here.
No, I need blood sugar, bro. I got my blood sugar. I gotta pump it up.
Pump it up.
Plus, my mother made these and they're delicious.
Say that again?
My mother made these and they're delicious.
Oh, that's bad.
Yeah.
Where are you gyrating and all that over there? What?
You think you're gonna trip me up because I got a mouthful of cupcake?
No. I can't pull the wool over your eyes.
That's the first time somebody tried to like sucker punch me while I have food in my mouth. They're like, "Oh, he's got food in his mouth. He can't say nothing." Be like, I just squirrel that crap and put it in the side of my cheeks, push it out of the way, and be like, "What's up? You gonna talk?" I didn't think so. Go right back to eating when I'm done.
Punk ass mother.
Yeah.
All right, shut your mouth.
Yeah. Dude, that's what G do.
So
You don't let other people just walk all over you. You just keep on talking. Like I'm making an important statement, and you will listen. When you're done, then you can talk.
So during our last recording session, there was a mention of a large library that I tend to bring with me anywhere I go.
Oh, your nerd alert with all your books.
So what do we have with us today? Because
Oh,
I have my pile and your.
I brought a pile of books. I'm a nerd, and I'm okay with it.
So is there something we need to talk about, or?
Well, I mean, I don't need to talk about it. I mean, you kept bringing all these books, and I'm just showing up with equipment, and I'm
Don't
like,
feel left out, man. It's all right.
I needed to bring my own books. I was feeling inadequate in your presence.
And I wanted to mention this too. We're in the Tree of Trust.
We are in the Tree of Trust. Oh,
We're in the Tree of Trust, and it is very sturdy up here. You know
there's
what I'm
toffee
saying?
on the bottom of this.
You don't have to worry about falling out of the Tree of Trust and hitting every branch on the way down. That is not going to happen here.
I have to be worried
Okay?
about falling down.
There's
a rabbit
netting
hole.
like every 2 feet. There's no way. Okay? We're good. We are high top that you were just going
There's
to
toffee
town.
on top of it too, bro.
Oh, okay. All right.
Mm-hmm.
There's, yeah.
It's like booty, booty, booty rocking everywhere, but it's like toffee, toffee, toffee all over the cupcake.
So,
Mm-hmm.
we good? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, because I have my snack too.
Bro, it's a green room.
Bring my
Oh
snack.
my God, you're kidding me? Come on.
Always with that. Always.
Dude, you're talking nuts. Hey, don't chew on mic though. Grossy. That's right, you eat your nuts off of the mic. Disgust me.
Keep your nuts off of my manly.
Yeah, keep your nuts off. That's pretty good. Write that down. Oh. This is what the green room is good for. Semantics.
The sillies.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, the sillies. Yeah. Yeah, semantics on that. The
Get the sillies out. Wasn't that
the
wait?
shenanigans, the tomfoolery,
What children's
the
show was
who's-it,
that?
what's-its.
When they talked about getting the sillies out.
romper room,
Dude, you're taking it back.
electric company,
You're still
Sesame
taking
Street.
You're taking it way back, dude. You're old.
what is it? Magic mirror. What's the reading Rainbow?
Never mind. We're just gonna let it go. You're pulling up old grandpa stuff right now.
Today's special. Pinwheel. Was it,
Rapper.
oh, like was this gonna? You can't do that on television.
Oh, what was it? What was the Bill Cosby Mortimer Ichabod marker and the?
Dude, I was trying to. That was in my head
What
too.
was the name?
What is that? Yeah, the freaking
was it Doodle Bug or Doodle whatever?
Doodle Bug.
You know what I just looked up recently is the Great Space Coaster.
We gotta stay focused. We gotta figure out this Bill Cosby shit. What was that thing called? So you have to look it up. I can't look it up on my phone.
Oh no, obviously.
No, we're in the middle of stuff. Yeah, that's
The
right.
phone is actually being used right now.
We're recording straight onto a phone right now. That's how ghetto we are. We got.
I'm sorry. What was
It's
that
not two
looking
turntables and a microphone. It's 2 microphones and an iPhone. There's just a bunch of phones in this room.
up? Sorry, what was I looking up?
The Bill Cosby marker shit. Picture pages?
Yes! I didn't even have to do anything.
I know, I'm awesome.
That was totally it. And now the song. Because the song was attached to
Well,
the
now you have to look
title
up the
there.
song because now I want to hear that. God, you're so mean.
You're the song.
No, because you want to hear it. I want you to hear it. Oh, your picture pages.
We're just gonna let you get away with that. Okay.
Well, I mean, it is the green room. I thought this was Tree of Trust. Didn't you say this is Tree of Trust?
This is the Tree
Is
of
this-
Trust, but
all
you
right.
know.
Wait, I didn't
I
sign
can
the
still call you out on your
manifesto.
bullshit in the Tree of Trust.
I-
I'm not gonna let you fall, but I might trip you and
this
push
is-
you into that net right there. But
This is green room because I mean, the manifesto is for I'm telling you, which is this is not what we're doing. Plus, I never signed that, so I don't. The rules don't apply to me.
crayons and your pencils. Yeah, there you go. Oh wait, that's the
Dude, there
that's
you go.
gold right there. Yep.
No, we don't. Dude, that's enough.
No, we don't want to hear all that.
Yeah, no. I just wanted to hear
What is
the.
that?
I just want to hear the theme song.
There was like this little cartoon that goes.
Oh yeah, I know.
That's
And
good
then he
stuff.
like.
And his hey. Oh.
Dude, now we're not watching episodes.
No, we're not watching episodes. But his marker.
We can do
was
that
like,
later.
Yeah, like you were saying. His
Oh,
marker.
and if it was like, oh
It had like
yeah,
a little character on it. Like it was a little. Like
yeah, I think it was like a
face
bumblebee or something.
Something.
I think a butterfly or a bumblebee or
But
something
I was
like that.
told to
It
leave
was-
that alone, so I'm not gonna.
Well, I mean,
We're
we
not
just
going back to that. But
we want to get lost in the.
we were
No, we weren't.
discussing sacred geometry, which was really interesting.
Well, so dude, you started blowing my phone up at like in the middle of the night, all excited about this
Dude.
stuff.
I mean,
And I was already passed out.
I mean,
I was sleeping and my phone kept going
I
off.
don't expect you to check. Yeah, it was Nikola.
I started
Tesla,
to get upset
'cause it was
with
Nikola.
you. I was like, why?
Did you get upset with me?
No, it wasn't like I said I was starting to. Where I'm like, literally, I'm like, I just want to sleep. It's like, for the love of God, you want mint on pillow?
Now, man. It's just I want to make sure I get it out when it just.
Oh, I know. It's just normally I'm on like silent and stuff, and it wasn't, and so it just kept dinging at me.
Like the whole thing here, like the number
So it was-
9.
That's why I was like, it's freaking
The number 9 governs everything.
not all things. Maybe it does. I don't know.
I don't know. It's just,
It's the magic number.
dude, don't put cookies on my device. What the hell?
But I want cookies on the table.
There's no cookies on the table. There's cupcakes.
Yeah, so my blood sugar won't crash. I gotta keep my sugar up sometimes.
Oh yeah. So we're talking about 9, and then we're seeing all those numbers from the video you just sent me. Right. That's some of them right there.
Yeah, those are but here's the catch though.
I think they're repeating digits from, like I was saying.
Oh, a lot of things.
The
That seems to
finishing
be-
of the Fibonacci, if you let it.
Also, what's his name? Randall Carlson, right?
I didn't get that far.
Well, no,
You
isn't
sent
that
me
his name?
You see, yeah.
I think that's what it is. I just want to make sure I'm.
The first guy or the
No, the one I sent you earlier.
the video I was just watching.
Yeah, well, the
Yes.
the 2-hour one.
Yes, that was
Randall Carlson. Right?
Randall Carlson. Carlson. Yeah. With the,
It was-
that's cool. Yeah.
Well, so the thing with that to me is those numbers repeat because they're utilizing numbers that also relate back to 3. And 3 is, 3 is a prime number, right?
All the numbers in that sequence, I think, relate to 3, 6, and 9.
Well, but because some of those bases are going to be divisible by 3. I mean,
Right.
if they do, because it's 3, 6, and 9, those are all divisible by 3.
3 as well. Yeah.
Right, but the 3 threes is 9. And in order to do that, if you had 3 threes,
threes
you would
is
have.
6, yeah.
If you had one of them, it would just be 3. If you had 2 of them, it would be 6. If you had all 3 of them, it would be 9.
It's an interrelated relationship. Yeah. It's like,
Well, and it all goes right back to the whole 3 thing. So to me, it's.
3 is the magic number.
Well, it's a prime. So
I mean, it always
that in
is.
and of itself, I think, is something.
I mean, think about how many times 3 is repeated in everything. I mean, like the Holy Trinity, and it's repeated in songs. Like usually, you'll hear like a verse 3 times over, or
Well, just in physics, 3 is necessary. Tripods, right? Think about that. If you only had a bipod, well, but if you stake it pretty well, like, because I mean, that's you could have. They had like up.
Well, that relates back to the strongest shape is a triangle. Yeah.
Well, because if you have 2 legs, you can like steady yourself. You can lock it down. I mean, even in engineering, when you go to basically bolt something together, it needs to have 3 connections, because if you hold it in 2 places, it's steady, but it's not locked down. You need a minimum of 3, and now all of a sudden that thing is locked in place. So 3 is always, and that's what, prime number. It just, to me, 3 seems to be the
Electrical
thing.
current. When you're wiring. I mean, it just seems to come up everywhere. I don't know.
Well, but three to it's just I don't know. 3 seems to, and once you're doing derivatives of that, like that seems to be, because even some of the other sequences that you were looking at, because it was showing the 1 + 1 = 2, and then the 2 + 2 = 4, and the 4 + 4 = 8, going that way, and it's like there is no 3, 6, or 9 anytime you do this and that repeating. Well, it's like, well, no, because there are derivatives of 2, which is really, I guess, a derivative of 1, because it's 1 + 1 would be 2, and so it's a whole different number set at that point. So that's why, to me, it's like, all right, so there seems to be something governing mathematics in a sense. You know, there's a system there that we can say is viable, but that to me doesn't prove anything other than that there's a system within numbers, which, you know, math is a system, so that kind of makes sense.
Yeah, there was this whole thing, like, he got into, I think just a couple minutes in, where he was talking about the number, you know, because you see that 140, like 1440 or 144, 144,000, and that's one of the numbers in the sequence, in that chain of that sequence that he's talking about, and he makes reference to biblical, you know, 144,000 chosen, and I think it's really interesting because it brought me back to another YouTube video I was probably watching over a year ago.
Rabbit hole.
Where, yeah, exactly.
Whee!
Where somebody was describing that basically, like, if you look at a chart of the spiritual body and you look at the chakra points, the main chakra points that run up the body,
you're like 7, your main 7.
Each of those,
from your root to your crown.
exactly. From each one of those has a pretty specific number of petals, they say. Right?
Correct. So I've heard as well, yes.
If you count all those up, when you get up to basically the crown chakra, and now you've made that connection, like, and that's what that's all about. When you get there, then you've made that connection with God, basically. The last part in that was that when you reach that, everything you've achieved up till that point is multiplied by 1,000. And this is what's interesting is, as you climb up and you count all those petals, I've heard it said that when you get up to the last one, it is 144. But then if you multiply that by 1,000, you have your 144,000. So it's basically, it's the Bible just expressing to you, in a way, reaching that pinnacle of experience and making that connection. Like, now you've reached your crown, and now you have a direct link with everything, whatever.
The higher power.
Yeah, I mean, everything. 0, 9, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, Allah, God, Jesus, Buddha.
Probably however you feel like viewing it.
That dude Dave on the corner.
Dave, you know.
That nobody, like, really listens to, but that guy can really talk some shit, though. And he likes donuts. I don't know what that's about.
Dave, Donut Dave.
Donut Dave.
Yeah.
Everybody knows Donut Dave. I think we totally just made up a dude. We should write that guy down. He sounds pretty cool.
Kid. Kid running around in a purple shirt.
A little kid. Dude, there totally is a little kid running around in a purple shirt right now. I guarantee you. Somewhere there is. Whether it's while you're listening to it or while we're recording this, I guarantee you right now, someone, how or another.
You can make that guarantee about anything.
I know.
That's the beauty of it.
Ambiguous.
You're ambiguous.
Thank you. It's very, very kind of you to say.
So
I'm feeling very conscious about myself.
I have to at least take a nibble of one of these delicious.
Well, yeah, that's why I brought 3 of them, bro. Yeah.
See that?
Told you.
I just, like, my head just whipped up. I was like, there's that number again.
Well, because I told you, I've been trying to do that Tesla stuff, man.
Oh, so this is intentional.
Well, but
Okay.
aligning my actions.
This is all frosting.
It's not true. There's toffee on the bottom. I've been aligning my programs and practices and my surroundings, my actions. Like, I've been slowly rolling over to the 369 and idea of frequencies, energies, and vibrations. I'm allowing myself to perceive in an alternate manner.
Yeah, because Nick wouldn't even get a room for rent, like a hotel room.
He would walk around the building
wasn't.
3 times before he entered. He would have to, like...
But if it wasn't divisible by 3 or whatever, his room number had to be...
Oh, yeah, it had to be like 3, room 3303 or something, or...
I mean, I guess perfect would be...
Room 609.
Well, if it was room 369, it'd be perfect.
He probably would love that room.
Yeah. He'd be like, I'm going to buy this room. Can I buy this room? Let me do a timeshare, whatever. I'll take all of it. And just buy this property. It's like Park Place. Like, I'll just have this. This will be mine. In the hotel. This is my house.
Yeah, he died alone and broke. Unfortunately. None of his work to be found.
That's not the sad thing about it, though. The sad thing about it is that he just kind of, in most ways, for most people, he just goes unnoticed. That all that stuff that he did got attributed to other people, basically.
Well, he could care less about the recognition. He was just
Exactly, that's true.
He was just trying to produce free stuff for everybody.
And not only that, but some of his best ideas got left on the table.
Tesla's like the original hacker.
Were actually destroyed. I think.
Stolen.
He had a stack of documents in that last hotel room he was living in. It was
Stolen.
in a safe or whatever. It was stolen, burned, whatever.
No, stolen. No, see,
he had all kinds of ideas.
They burned stuff to make it look like it was his stuff that they burned, and it's like, no, they actually took it and they burned it. So people were like, well, it's all gone. We can't look for it now.
No, but they don't.
It's out there.
They don't let that out. They keep that in their safe.
Oh, yeah, that's that.
Like the stuff he designed was too good.
That's like that weird vault in like Indiana Jones or whatever, where they hide all the stuff. Like it's all locked up in crates and things.
So you're telling me? Okay, well, I mean, you have to have the right real estate, but you're telling me you can build a tower somewhere and just pull, like, just megawatts just straight out of the, I don't know, say this again? Ether? Yeah, I don't think so. We're not going to do that.
Yeah. Free
How
energy.
do I charge people for that?
You don't.
All right, no. You can't do that anymore. You're done.
Well, but now here's the thing. Is it depends on how does that power get transferred? Because if there's a need for infrastructure to distribute that power, you can charge for that.
There's still
there's a feasible component for it, but yeah, no, they.
But if you think about it, if you were able to create all that power, and it's completely self-sustaining, would it matter as much if you had to? Certain areas, maybe you had to charge a little extra to get your power there.
I don't know. Yeah, they're ooey gooey, huh? Little toffee.
Yeah, they are. I'm like,
they're a little sticky. All that toffee.
Sorry, I know I just tossed that like haphazardly back in the container.
It's all good. It was sticky, and you're like, "This is gross. I don't want to touch it anymore." Oh my god! Yeah, it's all over me.
I'm gonna do this with my shirt.
And then you just rub it all over yourself. Yeah, he's a filthy, filthy boy.
Well, this jacket needs to be washed.
Dennis the Menace over here.
This thing that got painted at one point.
Pigpen. Yeah, that's what you tell people.
Yeah.
Oh, ski.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, that's a belly shot if I ever saw one, buddy. We did that. One movie just popped in my head. I Love You, Man. Where he's like, "What do the ladies think about it when you bring him back here?" He's like, "They don't. I mean, I got a jerk off station right here." Dude, I don't. This is a man cave, man. Ladies don't come in here. So that is a very respectful individual to keep his pornography and masturbation out of the household. That's a man with integrity right there.
Can't keep it in the common spaces. What are you thinking?
Well, that's what I give this man respect. As well as some ingenuity. That's high praise for like a high five. But just are you left-handed or right-handed? Are you into strangers? What? All right, give me that then. All right. Maybe I'll just give him like an elbow or something.
What was that whole thing like? It's your boy's job to clean out your room if you die unexpectedly.
Oh, your shovel buddy.
Yes, that's it. Yeah.
You don't have a shovel buddy? I don't need a shovel buddy. I'm good, actually.
So explain this. Explain this.
The shovel buddy?
Yeah.
I don't need...
Just explain it for anybody who maybe doesn't know.
But see, I think this is an outdated term at this point.
It's hilarious, though. I think it's so funny. The first time I heard that, I was like, what?
Well, but so think about this. I really think this is like now an outdated idea because pornography is just, it's on your phone.
Well, that's true.
You don't need to keep hard copies, You don't need to keep hard copies anymore. You don't need to have that stack of magazines from like Shaved and Beaver and Hustler and Penthouse. You don't need any of that stuff, right?
Like hollowed out encyclopedias.
Yeah, you're like hiding it like it's Shawshank Redemption over here. You freaking put
it's the fucking Cold War or something. Like,
oh my god, dude! Yeah, I sat there with this up my ass for 12 years. Oh no. But yeah, no, I don't. So there's no need to have a shovel buddy anymore because you don't have to have somebody go to your house to grab all your porn and bury it for you, which I don't understand why you might bury it.
You'd need a data guy now.
Well, but all right, so
you need somebody who's a techie Who can come in and like, dude, I got you. I'll wipe the whole thing clean. Nobody has to know.
Yeah,
I'll break it down, burn it, melt the melt the gold off it, sell it.
Well, but so I mean, and a shovel buddy wouldn't just do the porn. I mean, it'd be anything that was like incriminating or
any incriminating evidence. Yeah.
Yeah, just anything that would like any sign of debauchery.
See, they're still useful. Like, there's still a need for that. I mean, there's other things possibly. Like, you don't know.
Yeah. See, I would like why are you gonna bury it? Dude, burn that.
No, it's not me. I was just
light it on fire, then bury it. Maybe, you know, like if you want to get rid of the evidence, like let's do this for real. But yeah, dude, that's probably, you know. So now they don't have shovel buddies. They probably have hard drive buddies, or they have like, I don't know, what's the thing they use for wiping hard drives? Your magnet buddy. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess it could be. Yeah.
Right. He just shows up. He's like, I just wanted to see the room one last time.
Oops, what?
And they just like walk by and everything just kind of like you get the ribbon look on the CRT screen and stuff, and you know, all this stuff just like wipes instantly. You're like, oh. And nobody even knows because you just have like, you know, these weird magnets in your shoe or something, or you're like your pants are, you know, emitting electromagnet just enough that it warps everything and everything's corrupt and they can't get nothing off it. It's your magnet buddy. There you go. We coined something new. Write that down. If I see a T-shirt in the next 2 years, I'm gonna copyright from this.
Like you walk in and like you just like a tiny little EMP that's hidden in your vest just goes off.
Yeah, dude.
Like
everything.
the whole house just shuts down for a minute.
Just
You're
the
like,
house.
All right, sorry, I gotta go.
Not the neighborhood. Just, you know.
No, just your house. This is.
Like,
Yeah.
well, I think the circuit's blew. That doesn't happen, Ma. That's not a thing anymore.
Like it only work in like maybe like a 60
I'm gonna go
foot,
change the fuse.
like a 60-foot radius from your person or something like that.
Yeah, pretty
Just
much.
enough to close down house. You're like, what the? Oh, I'm sorry, I gotta go, and that's it. You're done.
Yeah, but Uncle Jack, who's still in the basement, he can still watch his porn because, you know, it only got the first 2 floors.
I'm just too emotional now over the loss of my friend. I gotta leave. I'm like, whew, man, I got out of there. Wow. It's that easy. Just hit this button. If you're gonna be walking around with something like that, that could be dangerous.
Well, no, I mean, I don't think it's like a pipe bomb that's like strapped to your chest or something.
Although I imagine if you were living in like Maximum Overdrive, that kind of might be handy. I don't know if that would work. Would that no? Because that was kind of spirit.
I believe they were demonically possessed.
So, yeah.
If that's the correct premise.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, and it wasn't so much that as I think it was just a symbol of capitalism or industry trying to.
If I'm not wrong here, wasn't it like everything? Like even things you wouldn't think should have like the ability to control. Like, didn't a lawnmower start running somebody over?
I think it was anything with an engine.
Yeah, because it was like semi trucks. You know, the big trailer trucks.
Well, that's why they needed the sailboat, because it didn't have an engine.
It's been a long time.
So it's almost like the engine was the ability for it to have a consciousness or awareness to motivate or move itself.
Like a gremlin?
Kind of. But that's why I'm like, dude, so it was like, you know, you're looking at it, it's, you know, demonic possession of sorts, but at the same time, it's also like... Dude,
was that a Stephen King short story? Was it?
Well, Stephen King.
It was Stephen King?
I don't know if it's a short story or what. I mean, maybe.
Stephen King something. I don't know.
Are any of his stories short?
Oh, yeah. Well, he did, Stephen King wrote as Richard Bachman.
Didn't he also do Creepshow?
Did he?
Did
he?
I feel like.
Oh, you're gonna have to look that one up for next time.
Like 1970.
I'm not gonna lay any claim to that, but
I don't know. I feel like.
No, I believe it was Richard Bachman.
I gotta look it up. That's messed up, man.
That there were certain, like his publicist, there were certain things that he wanted to write that his publicist didn't feel like it was in the mainstream. He was told he could write it under his pseudonym, which was Richard Bachman, and I think that was more at the beginning of his career. But like a lot of the really popular movies that came out, you know, from the 80s up to current, like Stephen King movies, they actually came from short stories that he wrote under the name Richard Bachman. So some of the ideas, like, he's kind of expounded on since then. It's really interesting.
Richard Bachman Overdrive. Is that like...
Anyhow.
Put up on. Dad's in the house. Dad jokes.
Yeah, Dad.
That's Bachman Turner Overdrive. Is that? I don't know. Might have left something out there. My bad. I'm funny, and I know it. That's why I always laugh.
Take another drink.
Dude, you trying to get me drunk? He's trying to take advantage of me. Dude, if you want to talk more, just talk more. You don't have to get me drunk to do that.
So, I was talking about the large amount of books, well, that you were talking about
My
that I
nerd
brought
stack.
last time, and then now you have this.
My own nerd stack.
Well, you have a short stack. You have it's cute.
It's big enough that it should be tethered like it's the 1950s, and I'm like, they don't have backpacks yet.
Oh, like the belt strap, like
Yeah.
yeah.
Dragging them behind me. She's just like kicking on the the concrete. She's just getting all tore up.
Yeah,
Careless.
like that.
Yeah, no,
with
these
like
are-
an apple
these are-
in your hand for the teacher, that kind of thing. Yeah, like
Hell no, I eat the
skipping
apple.
along.
The hell, why?
Just like Skippy, just skipping along.
I'm cute. I got dimples. The teacher loves me. I don't need to give her the apple.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's delicious, isn't it?
Yeah, it actually is. It's pretty good.
It's not bad.
It's yeah.
I don't know. I heard of that stuff somewhere. So
Yeah, no.
check it
So
out.
part of my stack. Go ahead and
Yeah.
book that I've been reading. I bought this actually a while ago.
Yeah, I've seen that sitting around.
Yeah, dude, I know, right? So I'm finally getting to it. I read the first 2 chapters like 3 times.
Yes,
And-
leaders eat last.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah, Simon Sinek. He's dope. I've read a couple of his books at this point.
He's a cynic, huh?
Actually, quite the contrary. He's a logical, intelligent, open-minded individual.
Cynics are logical.
They're usually negative and just they're so logical it's illogical because they're closed-minded in their frame typically. That's why they're being cynical. They're mocking, and usually mocking comes from an understanding that is lacking.
I just remembered something. I was looking up. Yeah, something related to our
remembered something.
conversations.
Yeah.
And the thing I know I've referenced about you before, but the whole thing about projection.
Right.
I saw the whole thing. The young, where that comes from, he calls it shadow projection, but it's the same thing you're talking about. That where you'll take it out on somebody else. It's basically you're picking on the part of you that you can't stand that you see in that other person, and it's like,
Yeah, I mean, what's the old adage? Usually, when the idea is if you hate something in somebody else, it's really that you hate it in yourself, and you're just not admitting it to you.
Yeah.
Dude, honestly, this goes back to the last episode. I'm telling you, episode 8, where I'm like talking about how we want to be pointing the finger of blame and this, that, and the other. None of us are pointing it back at ourselves. None of us are like, I mean, not none of us, but on the grand
well, like
scale.
that stupid thing, like every time you point
Point
at
it back.
somebody
Yeah, 3
else,
fingers are pointing right back. Absolutely, dude. And that's the thing. Like we talked about this before, where I feel if I can find some form of acceptance of the blame in a situation where I can say, hey, this is my part, my ownership, my accountability. If I can do that as the example I'm setting, then others most likely would follow suit. And not all, but hopefully some. And if not, then you know what? At least I feel like I'm coming correct, and I'm good with me. But you got to set that example.
Well, and I would think maybe to some extent that has a tendency to take apart their argument, sort of. If you're willing to take a dive for whatever, like, look, no, it's cool. I'll cover it. We're good. It's my mea culpa. I'll take care of it. And then people just kind of go, oh, okay. So column A, column B, maybe, I don't know, a little bit.
So this is this is a tactic that I've used in the past, and others have done it too.
Honesty.
Well, but as somebody, and not saying it was the right or the good thing, but it was a thing that I did more than once, I'm sure. But you kind of, by telling your subordinates, your employees, whoever you want to call it, those who are under your guidance and leadership, when they're at a place where you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink.
Absolutely not.
You can give and give and give. If they're not willing to work with you, you're kind of at a loss. So at that point, it's almost like, you know what? I got this. And if they don't at that point understand, hey, that means I don't really have anything to be here for anymore, that's on them. And there's nothing you can do, because no matter how much you try to inform them, lead them, example, you could do anything and everything, positive, negative. No matter what you do, it's just not good enough. So yeah, sometimes at that point, I'm gonna, it's.
Well, there's no
no
point in beating up the situation.
Yeah,
just let it kind of work itself out.
Yeah, I'm gonna take this for the team. I got this. Don't you go? You go home, relax, think about stuff, try to be better. I gotta get some stuff handled. Have a good day, dude. But I'm
never
sincere.
Hear from me again.
Well, but sometimes you do, sometimes you don't.
Right.
But I'm sincere about it, because hey, you know what?
Look, I mean, yeah, no love lost. I mean,
because there's no such thing as a bad teacher, or there's no such thing as a bad student, only a bad teacher, right?
Yeah, well, yeah.
So I, at that point, take it on myself. That's why I'm like, hey, I'll do this, because internally I'm like, you know what? I have not found a way to motivate you.
As long as you're not taking the negative aspects of that too. Like,
well, yeah, I'm not beating myself up. No. I'm just willing to accept the accountability that I either picked the wrong individual.
Oops. Yeah.
Or I have not found the correct way to motivate. Either way,
right.
My fault.
Failure on my part, yeah.
But not even failure, just, tried it, didn't work. Now I know what it's not.
Well, with that person. That's the weird thing about it.
Not even
you
with
might have
that
to
person,
relearn it with each person.
But also that style. Like, so maybe I picked the wrong person, or I picked the wrong style of trying to express things
with
to that person.
But the thing is, like,
or just not even just people of that nature, like whatever the traits are that they had that caused us to have that kind of an interaction where it didn't work out. Because I guarantee there's going to be parts of that.
Well, and to some extent, like, I guess, and like that's why it's a good attitude to have, that you can just, okay, don't worry about it, go home, calm down, have a nice dinner, get some good sleep, we'll talk about it next week, whatever. And sometimes that's enough to just kind of disarm everybody to the point where it's like, okay, this isn't about you and me. This is about making sure that this runs properly. And right now, this is not running properly. Like, nothing, no offense on you as a person, but I need you to leave.
Well, so if we're going to speak on a business component, when I remove people from my entity, no, there's ways that you have to go about it, and there's ways that I do it in a very positive. 9 times out of 10, when I let somebody go, they usually thank me for the opportunity. But the thing that cracks me up is the fear that so many people have in this world, in America, for the most part, that, you do one little thing and all of a sudden you're going to be fired, right? Like, you're just, boom, you're done. There is no second, there's no third, there's just one and done. And it can be minuscule. So everybody's almost always on edge, because the easiest thing to do is just like cut losses, and just because there's always somebody else looking for a job, right? So people are so like bent on that I would bring them in just to like have a chat and just be like, hey, what's going on? Like, let's talk here, right? I'm here to help. I'm here to support. I'm here to I want to help you be the best that you can be, whether that's with me or not. Hey, I just want the best for you. So we got to figure this out. Bringing them into the room, I'm like looking at them. I'm just like, so what's up?
You got the floor.
Well, yeah,
tell me what it is that I could do.
And they usually hem and haw and freak out because, one, they're not used to somebody actually asking them how they feel.
Well, and then 9 times out of 10, they'll go, it's nothing you're doing. I think I'm just off. Or this has been a really hectic month for me.
When you do get people to start to actually trust it. Because here's the employees that I've had in the past that I was able to deal with on different levels, they weren't fearful to come to me. At first, because it's like this, that, and the other. But once they got past it and they realized my example that I'd been setting, the program that I'd been giving them, conditioning them to like understand that I listen. I take the time to care. Like, I bust my butt more times than not, hurting myself to make everyone else to feel comfortable and have a good time.
Right, and the way you look at it, it's like, what does it hurt me to spend an extra 5 minutes talking to somebody
I'll always give 5 minutes.
Who's under my employ anyway? It's like, I mean, I don't, you know.
Dude, no, I'll give anyone 5 minutes.
Sure.
Whether I'm paid or not, I'll give anyone 5 minutes. I mean, I just think that
you're saying it's not
human.
about, you know, oh, you step out of line and you're gone. It's like, look at me right now, like you and me sitting in this room. It's like, if we're not on this level, then we can't work together.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah.
Like, it would be the same thing for this. You know, friends or not, if we're not on this level where we can have a conversation that can move in a, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
If you don't see my mission statement,
Mm-hmm.
it's nothing personal,
Manifesto.
but there's the door. You know,
no
hard feelings.
Yeah, parlay and read the
Make
room.
yourself dinner on the way out, whatever. But you know,
Yeah.
whatever.
Well, that's
Call me tomorrow. Call me next week.
yeah. Jobs are not the.
Because well, and I would think too, to some extent, as an employer, like you'd want to keep that open. You keep all those lines open as much as you can. It's like, look, no hard feelings. Things just aren't lining up right now. No big deal. You know.
Well, but
not to say that you couldn't.
yeah, there's. It's funny you say that because there's two different ways of doing that. You get the lawyer speak in a sense where it's just like we're going in a different direction, right? That's the easy way of doing it. But the more impeccable component is like, hey, you're just the way things are. You're not a good fit.
You're not a good fit with the team, which honestly, that's 9/10 of it for an employer. If you can't get along with my team that I already have, that I trust, we can't do business. I don't care how many sales you can make or whatever. Yeah.
Dude, no. In this book, there's as what you're talking about. I just read those chapters today.
Yeah. You know, I can imagine. Yeah.
Well, yeah, the circle of safety, he calls it, I think. Well, but it's
the circle of trust.
Tree trust.
I thought we were in the circle.
Well, but yeah, but circle of safety. It's so on even just an animal level, you get 4 wildebeest, right? That go basically butt to butt to butt and all point out and east, west, south, the whole 4 direction. They can all kind of look and see what's going on. Well, if you get all 4 of them working together, nothing can kind of come in at them, right? Because they're doing their thing and they can see all angles.
They're guarding the 4 winds, yeah.
But now all of a sudden, if each one of them is being independent and just off and grazing, now they can get picked off one by one by one. So when you have this safety circle, when you have your circle of safety, when you feel that trust, that connection with you and your group, you actually will go out a little bit further of your way to do things better and more. They speak on it on a...
Well, and more stuff to support the continuation of that group,
Well, but it's built into us as a tribe, and this is what I like about him. And so he's given it as, the theme is business-oriented, of course. I mean, that's what the book's based about. But where the theme that it's based on...
There's a guttural tribal aspect.
Because he speaks of the science, There's the one sentence in there where he's like, it's this, that, and the other. He's like, nah, it's just biology. It's not magic, I'm paraphrasing, but, he basically just ends his thing. It's like, yeah, it's just biology. So, there are predictabilities of us as humans because that's just how our bodies are programmed. The dopamine and the serotonin, like all the hormones that regulate our systems and cause us to have urges and, feel satisfied. And yeah, there's tons of science in this book, but it's very anecdotal in its expression of it. So it's very personable. It's really dope. He's a decent writer. I enjoy him. He comes across as very intelligent and well read. I like his style.
Cool.
Yeah, I've been getting a lot out of this book. I mean, I've gotten a lot of all of his books that I've been reading.
Now you just started reading it?
Well, I've tried starting it like 3 times, and I get like, a chapter and a half, 2 chapters, 2.5 chapters, and I get caught up and stuff and just it get put away.
Because it looks like a good 30, 40, 50, 30 pages, 40?
What's that?
How many pages you in?
About 80.
Okay, yeah. I was like,
And no, there's still
from this angle it's hard to tell, but it looks
there's
like
still
you're
about another 200-ish to go.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm not quite a third of the way, but I started it just for the 4th time a couple days ago, and I'm actually like tearing through it now.
I've been dragging my ass on I am. I mean, it literally, like, I have like 2 chapters left. I'm just sitting on it.
Yeah, I pretty much have just been turning off everything in the house and just reading.
What is that? Just so I can, because I didn't have it in front of me before when I referenced it, but it's called I Am: The Power of Discovering Who You Really Are by Howard Falco. That's pretty interesting. But yeah, I mean, you can see that tiny little bit there. I think I'm pretty much done. So.
Yeah, you gotta.
Anyhow, I don't know where we're at, or if we're ready to start sharing out of journals at some point. We'll probably do that now, or we do that.
Well, but I think we're getting pretty serious into. Well, at least I felt I was about to.
Yeah.
The whole idea of, like, I mean, just what you were just talking about, and that's, what I correlated over to the book with, is having that circle of safety. When we feel we have that trust, when we have, leadership, guidance, and somebody's watching our back, we know somebody's watching while I'm sleeping.
Well, you'll go out of your way to maintain that, whatever that means. Like doing stuff for your people without even thinking, like, they're family.
Yeah, and it's tribal that way. But our hormones regulate all that. So, I mean, that's just instinctual in our bodies, and we can't get away with it. I mean, that goes to the whole Jordan Peterson, why, we're aggressive as a species because we had to be. It's built into us, Darwinian style. But we have no cause for being aggressive anymore. So what do we do with all of it? And that's why you get these different, lashing out, where you get, like, men can be aggressive in a physical sense, and women are aggressive in a, an emotional sense. But they still lash out. Like,
part of it is that there's a diminished number of outlets.
Right.
Like, acceptable outlets for...
We don't have to hunt and gather.
I mean, that's what if you think about it, full contact sports are all about. It's, for men, that's a way of getting rid of that frustration or whatever else, that you can't work through this issue, but I can take it out on the field.
I think that's also what mosh pits are for.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah, there's multiple outlets.
I mean, it's the same...
But to me, yeah, do skateboarding,
it's
anything.
like, oh my goodness, how can you do that? Oh... the damage that you can do. Like, look, it'll do me more damage if I don't just get this out right now. Like,
yeah, if you're just gonna, like, open yourself up and just put it out there, that's your art, that's your expression. Do it. Be aggressive about it. Be aggressive. Yeah, dude, let it out, man. Because again, we can't get away from it. Our bodies work on these systems. Like oxytocin, cortisol, the way all these things interact. They're predictable. We've seen it over and over and over again. The model suggests, the empirical data is, you can't get away from this. This is a part of being human. Now, you can try to work around with
some of it is. Some of it is just part of being an animal, living in a real world. Well, but this is where we get consequences.
Yeah, and now you get into consciousness, is you get to choose that kind of stuff. So you can. That's why I was like, so you kind of. There are ways you can reprogram yourself or work within those understandings so that you can modify what those triggers are. Because that's the thing, is back in the day, the dopamine triggers would be to, get food. Your body would start to kind of release it as you would see really good food. Because that's another thing, is like our palates being as sensitive as they are, is so that we can, our bodies can, as we ingest, know what enzymes it wants to release so that it gets the appropriate digestion, so we get all the nutrition. And our machines are wired this way. So if we can start to work within those constructs and modify that program, because again, like the Facebook, and you get emails and your text goes and your phone is always going off. We keep talking about how it's not natural to be having that thing just sitting in front of you, right? To be glued to these screens all day.
It really isn't.
But we've now modified, because we don't have to go hunting and gathering. We don't have to look for food. It's just there now, right? There's such a mass abundance. Like, it's just, we've modified our program in our brain so that the response is now for horrible social interaction, from afar, as opposed to individual interaction. So you're starting to get these dopamine kicks for looking at your phone. You wake up and you're just...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, you want to become addicted to it.
Or even that thing, like when you're separated from your phone, like you have that, you heard of the phantom ring or the phantom vibrate.
Dude, I used to get that when I used to have a phone and it was always, 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 always on me. Dude, like I could not have it on me, and like, dude, no. Like many, many years ago, Back in the day when I had horrible bosses that were like, yeah, no, dude, this is the same as when I used to be a chef, like in the restaurants with the freaking bell in the kitchens. Dude, I would have, the printers. I would have nightmares. And like wake up to like hearing the ding or the
like dot matrix printer.
Dude, I'm not the only one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Brothers and sisters, you heard me. We hate those things. We all do. And now the new ones is like you get a screen and it sits there and it counts time and it stares at you and tells you how long it's been.
It's just judging you and
judging. It's horrible. Dude, I didn't have to.
That.
Oh, I never believed in any of that stuff. I hated all of that stuff. I like the old school days where you could write it down and put it on the freaking wheel and then spin it around.
Dude, I remember punching in for a job, man.
Yeah, ka-chunk. Yeah, actually get the ka-chunk where it like...
Or like you had the whole thing, like if you had a buddy, they could punch in for you.
Yep. Yo, bro, I'm going to be 15. Can you... Yeah, I got you, man. Ka-chunk. Ka-chunk. What? Huh? Oh, hey.
Your boss didn't freaking pay attention. That's why they had that machine there. They didn't want to freaking watch you. They're like, that's not my job. Well, actually, yeah, it is, but...
Dude, See, this book, this is what I love about this book, because leaders eat last, and it's really starting to express, a great idea in this book is empathy. I love that. There's a lot of empathy discussion in there. It's really getting into the biology of that and how we're wired in conjunction with it, what it does for us on a tribal, like anthropological level, like the way we all interact. So just, more than just societally and psychologically, the combinations thereof, like as tribes and combinations of. So I mean, it's pretty dope. Yeah, I'm enjoying it.
All right.
Yeah, there's a lot of dog-eared pages and underlinings.
Like I said, I'm pretty much finished this one, so I don't know.
Well, yeah, you got to give it back.
If you're passing it around, yeah.
Well, I'm hoping to actually turn through this one pretty quick. I'm actually like, I'm probably gonna read like most of it tomorrow. Like I'm actually. This is the thing with me.
Did you pencil out time to just read through an entire book?
I'm just reading now. This is my thing. I'm removing myself from as many focuses as possible and really just shrinking everything down as much as I can.
I'm thinking it's like the Band-Aid metaphor. Right? Just pull it off and get it done with. Like just
I'm at a place where I've been dwindling all these things away so I can be as close to the flow as possible and minimalism to a sense where I only have the things that I need, which is, love and security and all that kind of stuff. So having a good base, a good grounding with the proper family and friends around me, the appropriate knowledge and faculties and resources. I mean, just like we keep talking about, TV and stuff. I'm like, I don't really watch it. I'm trying to, anything I listen to or watch, I'm trying to ingest is only stuff that either brings me joy or happiness or means to make myself more intelligent or capable or a better person for society or just somehow or another just making everything better on somehow, not always happy and great, but just keep moving towards the idea of everything for all of us somehow being better. I want to maintain that focus. And so right now that means that I'm ingesting. I'm Johnny 5 input. Yeah, so I'm reading. If I do watch any TV, it's something that's more along the lines of documentary style, something that's going to educate me. And if not, then it needs to be pretty much slapsticky because it's like I just want to laugh, right? Get some oxytocin pumping through me, laughing, enjoying stuff.
That's why I have I'll watch different kinds of cartoons. Like, not mainstream stuff, but, I'm all over Netflix, and I can't stand TV. I don't watch TV. Not that Netflix is really all that much better, but,
Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I'm not trying to...
I can't do commercials anymore.
I want something that's going to either support one of my enjoyments or bring me more education. So it either needs to bring me happiness or joy or a way to understand how to be better. So I either need to feel better or learn how to be better. Somehow or another, I want to keep focusing towards just providing a better example for myself and those around me. Somebody's got to do it. So F it, man. I'm on that, and I'm sure there's tons of other people that are, but that's how we all feel. It's like if not me, then who? If not now, then when? Russ, I love that dude, but that's if that's how you feel, then just do it. Don't talk the talk, walk the walk. Do it. Just get up and do it.
I mean, I relate that all to my, the stuff I read and the stuff that I choose to absorb myself into, and all the things I choose to put in front of me, all the positive goals, and and a lot of that stuff is not tangible stuff. A lot of that stuff is like, okay, well, this is something I need to overcome for myself. This is something I need to change because I'm not happy with it, whatever it is,
Yeah. And that's another thing is set goals. Write them down. If you have any kind of goals or ambition, write them down and read it every day, at least once a day. Pick that sheet up, whatever. If you write it, even on your phone, if you got a phone, that's all. Put it in a notepad, and then take that note page that you wrote it on, take a screenshot of it, and then make it your background, so that every time your phone pops up, you can read it.
That's all just about putting that. That's the law of attraction thing, about putting the focus on that thing that you want to achieve. And for some people, it's like, you might take a picture of a yacht and hang it up on your wall, like,
correct.
or
that's
write yourself
stuff.
$1 million check, like, this is what I hope to have, and you just write a year on there and see if you can get it to come true.
But there's more than just the idea of law of attraction. From a physiological level, our brains, so that, all right, same idea with the dopamine. When you get something and you look at it, you're basically programming your brain to understand that that's the thing that you want to, like. It excites you. It starts to give you those, those dopamine bursts because it's something you're striving towards. So on a physiological level, you're using your own systems to program yourself.
Well, I think what happens is you basically, in doing that, you're letting your subconscious know, like, hey, this is really something I'm focused on. Your subconscious will go to work without you even knowing it's doing it.
Well, it's kind of,
and will help you line things up to.
It's kind of both ways, because the body wants.
There's certainly a magic to it.
Well, the body is built to make you happy, so that you repeat certain habits.
Right, the dopamine.
But if you start to modify your habits so that your brain learns that those are the new triggers, it'll start be like, oh, that's what makes it happy, and it'll keep feeding me and taking better care of me so that I can live longer. Then, it goes, okay, cool, then I'll make those your triggers. And it agrees with you, and that's where you can get yourself to align. Hey, dude, this is how you can program.
You can get a dopamine release when you get an unexpected result. That would be awesome. Because then somebody flips out on you when you thought you were doing them the right way, and then suddenly somebody flips out on you, and like you don't take it personally. You just go, ooh, I guess I got to correct that. You fall right in line with it. You're like, oh, okay. Like there'd be no. I don't know. Maybe I don't know.
Well, but with the idea of like.
I think we're getting close too. Yeah. Yeah. We should, because it's getting late.
Well, and I mean, we're also starting to talk about hormones and the psychology and the interaction of the body with it, and that's some like textbook stuff.
Certainly. Yeah, so, I'm not read up on all that stuff, but
well, we don't have to discuss that per se.
I can't spew the numbers behind it, but I know it exists. I know there's.
You did, so that's the thing though, is you did want to do something special though.
For episode 9, yeah.
Because that's next.
That's very right.
9 is the magic number.
Yeah.
So we're gonna take a break and think about some stuff. We're gonna come back with I'm telling you.
Number 9.
Yeah. Thanks for checking in with us. We appreciate you, fam.
Philly D.
Mr. Gemini.
All right. We just reach over and.
Then push the button.